Hello, everybody. This is Richard Watson and Anglais the Easy Way. Today, I'm kind of going to talk about a song, but in a general way, I'm talking about something else. So the song is Vincent by Don McLean, and it's a song about Vincent van Gogh. So in fact, I'm going to talk more about Vincent van Gogh than about the song, in fact. This is how Don McLean described how he wrote this song. As he studied a print of Van Gogh's painting called Starry Night, he realized that a song could be written about the artist through the painting. And here's his quote. "The more I thought about it, the more interesting and challenging the idea became. I put down the book and picked up my guitar, which was never far away, and started fiddling around." Fiddling around is just like playing around, trying things, trying to get a handle on this idea. Trying to get a handle on this idea means a way of holding this idea, a way of capturing this idea. While the print of Starry Night stared up at me. Looking at the picture, I realized that the essence of the artist's life is his art. And so I let the painting write the song for me. Everyone is familiar with that painting. Now, Van Gogh painted Starry Night during one of the most difficult periods of his life while he was locked up in an asylum at Saint-Remy, which is Saint Remy for you English speakers out there. He had to paint the scene from memory, which was not the way he preferred it. He preferred to actually look at it and be outside, so he had to paint it by memory. According to the movie Tupac: The Resurrection, Tupac's favorite song was Vincent. Who would have guessed that? Anyway, so the lyrics are relatively poetic, as you would imagine. But if you actually know the print, or if you know the painting of Starry Night by Van Gogh, you'll recognize almost everything in the song. I'll read you a few just so you can see what it's like. It goes like this. "Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hill, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills, in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now." And it goes on and on. It's not a very long song, very, very beautiful song. Again, a great one to learn on the guitar. The very last part of the song goes like this. "Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will." And that last line ties directly to a Van Gogh quote. He said, "But you people do not understand me, and I'm afraid you never will." That's a quote from Van Gogh. And I thought I'd give you some other quotes because we think of him very much as an artist, but he has a long history of correspondence, especially with his brother. And he's got some interesting things that I'm going to read out to you, and you can tell me what you think. How about this one? "Great things do not just happen by impulse, but as a succession of small things linked together." I find that very encouraging. And you, as a struggling language learner, can as well. Think of it in terms of language and English this time, if I read it again. Great things do not just happen by impulse, but as a succession of small things linked together. Yep, you just figured out how to put an S on he works. That's great. That's one of those small things, right? Real achievement is made by that. Anyway, let's give another one. "I'm seeking, I'm striving, I'm in it with all my heart." So seeking means to look for something. It's an old word, seeking, like a job seeker, someone trying to find a job. "I'm striving." Striving means trying really hard. Striving. "I'm in it with all my heart." How about this one? For someone who was in an insane asylum, "Normality is a paved road. It's comfortable to walk, but no flowers grow on it." Interesting way to think about it. How about this one? "Art is to console those who are broken by life." Another one that is similar to one before. "Doing little things well is a step towards doing big things better." Again, it's not very surprising when you think what an artist actually does. They dip their brush in paint and put a tiny bit of paint on the canvas. Here's another one for you people who think you can't learn English, you'll never be good enough. If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint and that voice will be silenced. Go out there and speak English. Your profession is not what brings you home your weekly paycheck. Your profession is what you're put here on earth to do with such passion and such intensity that it becomes spiritual in calling, as a vocation, basically. A lot of my students tell me how difficult it is for them to actually speak English in public, in meetings, presentations, things like that. Here's one for you. What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? Doesn't that just burn in your heart? I try more and more to be myself, caring relatively little whether people approve or disapprove. And another one that's kind of inspirational for us. Success is sometimes the outcome of a whole string of failures. It means a whole lot, a whole load of failures. Another one that applies very well to people who are trying to learn a language. I'm always doing what I can't do yet in order to learn how to do it. I'm always doing what I can't do yet in order to learn how to do it. And again, one for you real beginners out there, the beginning is perhaps more difficult than anything else, but keep heart. It will turn out all right. So there we go. Don't forget that. And if you want one that applies directly to all of my students, one must never let fire go out in one's soul, but keep it burning. There we are. Keep that English grammar and English vocabulary fire burning in your soul. I'll give you one more, and then I think we're going to leave it for today. If one wants to be active, one must not be afraid of going wrong. One must not be afraid of making mistakes now and then. Many people think they will become good just by doing no harm, but that's a lie. That way lies stagnation, mediocrity. Anyway, that's probably enough. It seems a bit gloomy, but it's not. It's supposed to be inspiring. Listen, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you next time. As always, don't forget to subscribe.